concerned about this virus, this Zika mosquito issue. And so we always go to our experts from Rose Pest Solutions. And, in fact, the manager of education and training at Rose Pest Solutions, board-certified entomologist Mark VanderWerp, on the other end of our line right now. Mark, good morning to you.
Morning, PW. Does this mean I didn't win the Springsteen tickets?
It absolutely means you did not win the Springsteen tickets. We haven't given them away yet, but you can call back.
Man.
You might be able to call back at 8:37. But, hey, I know you guys are tracking this thing, this Zika virus. What can you tell us? First of all, tell me why we even need mosquitoes. I know that they're a great source of food for birds and fish and frogs and all of that. But honest to goodness, do we really need mosquitoes?
You know what? In most cases, I am an absolute bug lover. People think that's weird because, we tend to kill insects at Rose, but just the bad ones, But if there's any insect I wouldn't see marshaled off the face of this planet, it's probably a couple dozen mosquito species that are kind of the troublemakers. I think we could get by without them. I really do.
I really agree with you. And they showed a map on the news last night of back in the I'll say the good old days of bug control. They used DDT, and they showed how they wiped out all of these bad mosquitoes at one point. But then, of course, they stopped using DDT, and the map showed all of these infestations coming back. And mosquitoes never bring us good news.
Never say never. There's some mosquitoes out there that aren't really troubles to people. They don't even bite people, and they pollinate flowers, and they do some beneficial things. But yeah, like I say, a couple of bad actors, they kind of deserve to be wiped out. They're asking for it. But yeah, what you're talking about was a massive campaign, mainly that happened in the 1950s, where they were going for broke. They tried to wipe out some of the bad acting mosquitoes, basically from the face of the planet, and they did a pretty good job. I mean, in the Americas, I think they managed to wipe out the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which is the one we're concerned about now with the Zika virus, out of something like 98% of the countries in the Americas that it had been in. And so, of course, after this massive attack on mosquitoes, we benefited from years of kind of low disease outbreaks and kind of forgot all the bad stuff that mosquitoes can do to us. And unfortunately kind of thought about all the bad things pesticides can do. And so I don't know if that campaign was a success overall, because nowadays I think people are kind of scared about pesticides and just think mosquitoes are an annoyance, and they kind of got it backwards. Pesticides are the things helping us out a lot of the times.
I agree with you. And you named the kind of mosquito we're concerned about with this Zika virus. Is that the kind of mosquito that would hang around here when it gets warmer?
Well, the good news with the Zika outbreak, if you can call it good news, is that really in the Great Lakes region and quite frankly, the northern half of North America really has very little to worry about, because we don't have the main mosquito species that's implicated in this particular disease transmission cycle. So we don't have that mosquito here. The places you'll find it in the U.S. is basically from Florida to Southern California, kind of a strip across the bottom swath of the U.S. And so those are areas where potentially you could get some of this virus spreading in the U.S. But in Michigan, I don't think we're going to have to worry about this one.
That's good news. I haven't heard that from anywhere. Say it again. You don't think in Michigan we're going to have to worry about this?
Right. Now, there are other things to worry about in Michigan that are mosquito-borne diseases. So, for instance, West Nile, no one's forgotten about that. That's certainly a bigger risk, I think, to us than the Zika will be. We've got burgeoning Lyme disease, which is not from mosquitoes but from ticks, that has been really spreading in some Midwest regions. So these are things to keep on our radar. We shouldn't completely forget about these biting arthropods.
No.
But yeah, I don't think we should be freaking out about Zika, unless, of course, you are traveling to Central or South America, which is really where this outbreak is going on right now.
Well, you got to run, but congratulations. You're a bug guy extraordinaire, discovering this past year the tiny red and black elm seed bug, an invasive species never before spotted in Michigan until you spotted it. Way to go. I thought they renamed the bug for you, Mark, but I guess not.
Well, I got to keep working on that. Maybe if my status increases a little bit here, maybe if I find another one, we'll get some recognition.
And you'll let us know.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for being with us, Mark VanderWerp, Manager of Education Training, Board Certified Entomologist, Rose Pest Solutions.